Today on the village on the Hyacinth network, I'm going to discuss myriads of things, a whole lot. I'm going to take time to really discuss what I'm today. The issue or the topic today is state police or confederation. If you look around, people have been clamoring. I was one of the people that really clamored for this for state police. Yeah, I was one of the people that said we should have a state police. Okay. There are loads and loads of things people are saying about the state police. The governors will take advantage of that and this and that and that. I understand all that. But when you look at it critically, we have to start from somewhere. That somewhere we're starting is by this state police. But people are also talking about confederation. Confederation, like a restructuring, is still on the table. Many people thought maybe the Confederation would have been there first before the issue of state police. I am still of the opinion that Nigeria has crossed a constitutional threshold. I am of the opinion that the Senate, having passed this bill with some alterations here and there, this state police of this, what do you call it, of let me just put 2026, yeah. But the most significant security reform is this confederation of a thing. We need this restructuring. We need to get Nigeria working because days earlier, the House of Representatives passed um, this state police stuff. Yeah, some weeks earlier, the House of Rep, in their own version anyway, they did that. And now the Senate. And it was very quick, which to me is still okay. But the most important thing is that we need to understand exactly where this country is going first before we start this state policing of a thing. It was so quick that many people have started asking questions. Why is it so quick? Because this is the sixth alteration bill, formally altering section 214. Is it section 214 215? Section 214 to create both a federal police service and state police service. That is where I'm looking at now. Now, how is it going to work? How is it going to work? I'm trying to look at the critical side of it. Uh, The bill now, as it stands, moved the 36 states House of Assemblies, at least 24, that is two-thirds, must ratify it before President Tinubu can give final accent to that. All right. For the first time, policing won't be the federal government's exclusive turf. As because I've tried to understand the whole thing. I read the whole thing yesterday and I tried to understand how it's going to work. And as it stands now, the states can establish, fund, and recruit their own police forces under the nationally set minimum standard. So now, as it stands, each state can say, okay, we need up to 1,000 policemen, we need up to 2,000 policemen, depending on the size and population of the state. Okay, let me take Niger State. Niger State is almost the same size with the whole five eastern states. You don't expect Niger State to recruit 1,000 policemen. Niger State will at least get up to maybe 3,000 or 4,000 policemen. That is Niger State Police Command or Police Force as they choose. And The five eastern states, they may recruit up to 1,000, up to 2,000, as the case may be, depending on their pockets, and say, okay, we can pay up to 3,000 people. So let's recruit 3,000 people each state. Those people will be paid according to the revenue they have. Now, the security vote. This is where I'm going. The security vote now will be put into action. Now is the time these governors will now tell us what they are doing with the security vote. Because you cannot tell a policeman that his salary cannot be paid and you expect him to work. Now, the state police, the state governors will now put the security vote into action so that these police officers need to work. And when they do their work, they need to be paid. Like I said in my previous video, you cannot recruit a Yoruba man to go to Kaduna to be a police officer in the name of state police, or maybe you are connected. It's not going to work because that Yoruba man you are recruiting to work in Kaduna doesn't know or does not know Kaduna very well. It must be people from Kaduna who knows the areas. That is the only way these criminals that call themselves terrorists and bandits, that's the only way we can stop them. You pay them their salaries as when due, and you recruit people from that very state and locality, not from outside because of the connection you have with anybody outside your state. That will be it will be very, very anti-productive. It's not going to work. So, man, no man cannot come into this state policing stuff. That is what I'm trying to talk. The governors will get their real power here. Now, like I'm saying, their power is now. This is the time they will tell us what they are doing with the security votes. This is the time they have to upgrade because it's going to be competition. A whole lot of competition is going to take majority of the decisions here. Because if Kaduna is doing well, Kano is doing well, Imo State and Abia must do well because they don't have any excuse. Of course, that's what I'm saying. They don't have any excuse not to do well. That is what I'm trying to say. So if you are a state governor and you are not doing what you are supposed to do, believe me, people will come after you. So this is the time for the state governors to say enough is enough to yumming up people's security vote without doing anything. This is the time. When the money gets to you, you need to do exactly what you need to do what that money is meant for. Use it. Use it, or else people will come after you. People will come after you. You don't have any excuse. Anyway, enough of this state policing. I still want to delve into Confederation because I was discussing with some of my guys and they were saying the state police and Confederation, which one is far, far better, where each region will govern themselves and pay some stipend to the federal government and they will control their resources and everything. We all know, we still remember how the Federation was working those days when we were practicing Confederation some years back. Each region was developing in their own pace. Each region. And there were some competitions here and there. The East, the West, the North, the South. All of them were developing at their own pace, and there were no terrorism, all these things that no, because every region took care of itself. Every region. Until we started our Kurukere movement, until Nigeria started to deviate, that's when all this madness started coming in. I pray that Nigerians will wake up one morning and say enough is enough, so that we can go back to our confederation and enjoy the country God gave to us. This country is nice. If we have, like Peter Obi will say, Peter Obi say, Nigeria is blessed, but we are cursed with bad leaders. I saw what Senator Garba Musa Musa Maidoki of KB South was talking about Tinubu some hours ago. I laughed. These are the things people are talking about, and APC will come. These data boys will come on air to give you rubbish narratives, and you'll be laughing. When you look at them, you know that they are ignorant of the truth. This man said that Tinubu has never fully implemented the budget of 2024, 25, and 26. All stalled. All of them. The question I asked when I saw that was, are you telling us now because you've decamped to ADC? You've been in APC for a very long time, and you are supposed to tell Nigerians that this is what your principal was doing. No, you didn't do that until until you decamped to ADC. Now you are telling Nigerians that Tinubu did not. That is the problem with Nigerian politicians. Sorry that I'm deviating, but I just decided to bring this to you people. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. When somebody is seeing the truth and you say, no, you are not going to say it because you are in the same party with the man that is perpetrating the evil. Keir Starmer now, are you aware of the people that removed him? It is the people from his own party. Those are the people that said, we are no longer happy. We are no longer interested in you leading us. You have to move. And people were like, no, you shouldn't go. They said, leave. At some point, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. Even if I leave, if there is any competition, I will contest. But as it stands now, there is no room for that. Why am I bringing all these things? So that Nigerians will know that these guys are Jekyll and Hyde. They speak with both sides of their mouth, and none of them is ready. If eventually, which is not going to happen anyway, if eventually Atiku wins the presidency, this Maidaki of a guy, if Atiku start to commit some evil, he will not say anything because he is in the same party with it. In fact, Nigerian political will call it anti-party when you start to say the truth about your party. They will say it's they will say it's anti-party because you are alone. To them, you are destroying the party because you are saying the truth. Anyways, I just say let me chip that in. But the most important thing is our politicians should be much enlightened. Our politicians should know when to say enough is enough. Our politicians should remember that before politics, there is a Nigeria, or there was a Nigeria. After politics, there will still be a Nigeria. So if you say we are going to destroy that country called Nigeria, what are you going to bequeath to the generations yet unborn? Just the way the presidency and his sycophants are destroying Nigeria today. I saw the other one, they said they discovered platinum, lithium in Kaduna. I started laughing again. These things have been there for years. Chinese, Russians, all of them are there mining that. They've been mining that for years. But nobody is saying anything. Nobody is saying anything about it. Because people are digging, because people are asking questions. Now they make it look like they just discovered it. That thing have been there for years. They've been there for years. And people have been mining it. They are not paying a dime to the federal government account. And Tinubu is aware. He is aware. All these what do you call them? All these terrorists and bandits, they are aware and they are coming for it. So it's not going to be China alone. Sorry that I'm just digressing a bit from my topic, state police or confederation. It's just how the whole thing is coming. Yeah, I just feel like, okay, I just need to give you the information. Okay, back to our topic. I was talking about funding of state police. There is no state in Nigeria today that will tell me that they don't have money to fund their police force. That's that state will be lying to everybody. That state will be lying to themselves if they say that they don't have money to pay their police force. And mind you, 70,000 naira will not be enough to pay a police officer. That is that will be a chaos, a very big one at that. If any state say that we are going to pay the police officers, our state police officers or their state police officers minimum wage of 70,000 naira, that will be anarchy. So you guys better start now to plan the salary scale of an average state police officer. It's not going to be less than what they are paying the federal ones. If not, that would be room for anarchy. That would be very serious issue. So you need to understand all these things now so that when the time comes, you'll not be caught napping. No excuses. Remember why this is being done is to stop this insecurity of a thing. That is why it's being done. So if you believe that you will you will tell them, or some people are already clamoring or saying that we can only pay 50,000 naira. Some say we can only pay minimum wage to a police officer. My friend, that is lubricant for anarchy, a very serious one at that. That is when you see a police officer renting his gun to armed robbers. That will be a situation where things will get out of hand and it's up to you to say, these things are not supposed to be like this. It is supposed to be like that because you did not do the right thing. So please, the governors are the ones I'm talking to now. You need to plan ahead and know exactly how to pay these guys so that they will do their job. Believe me, if you motivate Nigerian police, not only police, army, and all the rest of them, if you motivate them financially, these guys are ready to die for Nigeria. We used to have ECOMOG. We used to go for peacekeeping. Nigeria used to do that. The question is what stopped or what changed? It is when their salaries and their allowances are got short. That's when they decided to, okay, let's do it anyhow it is. So please, the governors, you need to wake up. Now back to our confederation, and I will conclude. If you know that deep down in your heart that this state policing is not gonna work, I believe and I still believe that the Senate can push this confederation of a thing, let each region start to govern themselves. Each region. We still have 6 geopolitical zones. We can start now to push for restructuring. We can start now to say enough is enough. Let every region start ruling itself. And by so doing, this insecurity will vanish. I'll give you an example. There are some people that are pushing for Sharia in some parts of the north. There are some people that are pushing for Christianity in some part of the north too. Now, if you give those regions their autonomy, everybody will know that this is the boundary between the Christians and the Muslims. So anytime they are coming, they will know that the people we are going to deal with are the Muslims. The Christians will now know that from here to there, we are Christians. You don't go to the other side. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody will know their boundary. And this insecurity will stop. Because nobody will force anybody to believe in the religion or whatever thing you don't agree with. That is what I'm trying to let everybody know. If the state police is not working, I strongly believe that confederation will work. And it will work perfectly, perfectly when each region start to govern themselves. It doesn't mean that we'll not have a premier at Aso. We'll have prime minister. Of course, we'll have prime minister, but each region will have their first ministers. I've said this before. It's working in United Kingdom. It's working in advanced countries. Every Scotland, as I'm talking to you now, have their first minister. It's not news. Anybody can Google that. And they are developing at their own pace. You see them do a whole lot of things by themselves. So why can't Nigeria? Nigeria is too big. Nigeria is too big. So confederation should have been the ultimate instead of state policing and all that and all that. That to me will still cause another division because of how the governors will monopolize the whole thing. But one good thing about the whole thing is that if you are a governor today, after 8 years you leave, your predecessor will track your record and say, okay, here, these are the things you did with the police. He or she will bring you back, say, Baba, come and answer. You come and answer. That is one reason why I believe that state policing will work to an extent. Yeah, they will still use it. Don't get me wrong. They will still use them to achieve their. But you, as a policeman, if your governor say make you go jump inside gutter, are you going to jump there? You be zombie. You know they think the same right way you get as Nigerian as the same right he gets. So why can't you think? There is no councillor here or the first minister or the prime minister that will commandeer police officers to go and snatch ballot boxes. So why are you being used? Even the so-called federal police now, why are you being used? I saw what happened in Ekiti and Enugu State, and I was ashamed of our police officers. So why can't you sit down and ask yourself some questions? Why am I doing this? If this thing is good, why is this man telling me to go and do it? Why the guy no bring in son or daughter as they are projecting their children to continue to govern you, to continue to lead you, to continue to make sure that you don't see the light of the day? Why didn't you ask him, say, Baba, yeah, we'll go and snatch the ballot box, as you said, but your son is supposed to be at the forefront, and listen to him. No, you listen to him when you tell him that. Say, yes, so we'll go and do that. He says, cancel this number, put this number. He said, no problem, sir, we will do it. But bring your son so that your son will be the one writing. Their children are outside the country. They don't even vote. And you guys are being used as slaves to do their bidding. And all you do is behave as if you don't have brains. I saw youth corpers mutilating results here and there, police officers aiding and abetting them in broad daylight. And everywhere peaceful. I looked around to see all these politicians, people are calling names. I didn't see any. It's youths fighting youths for politicians, destroying your future for politicians that cares less about you. And when we talk, people say we are shouting. Why can't you sit down and ask yourself some questions? What am I going to achieve by destroying Nigeria? Anyway, I need to anchor it here. Thank you for listening to me. This is the Village Man on the Hyacinth Network. The Village Man is my new program on the Hyacinth Network. Please like, share, and subscribe. Village Man comes to you every day by 6 o'clock on the Hyacinth Network. At 6 o'clock in the evening, that is 6 p.m. every day. Thank you for listening to me. May God bless you. And may God